Namaste and welcome to Vedic Astrology channel. I'm your host Prasad Mahazani. Help you raise your vibrations and become your true self with the help of Vedic Astrology. You are welcome to another episode where we will do readings, questions. And if you want to share anything, you can share it in the comment section. All this and more. And if you're watching it as a replay, welcome to the replay as well. You will find the timestamps into the description section. Go and check them as well before you jump in. This might be a longer video than what I post in videos. This live session can be a little bit long. Okay, so use the timestamps. And if you are new to Vedic astrology, go to my website and you will see a free workshop which will help you to get started into Vedic astrology. So let me show you that. Okay, if you can go to my website and let me just share with you, share the screen, the window. Yes. Okay, now if you can just go to my website here and if you can just go to this watch free workshop. Okay, so this workshop will take you to my training, which is a free training for 3 hours, which will help you get started into Vedic astrology. And if you are an enthusiast, that is enough for you, and you don't even need me anymore. Okay, you're good to go. You're ready to make your predictions on your own, and you won't even need any of my paid content or any of my premium content. Okay, this free workshop is enough, and just because it is free, don't think that it's not good enough. I've put in all the premium content into this. Okay, so please make most of it now. And if you want to, are interested into one of my courses or all these things, that comes later. But if you can just do this free training, and you're good to go, and you'll be able to make predictions on your own. Okay, so just go to my website and watch the workshop. Make sure you have 3 hours spare as 3 hours spares because you won't get the replays and you need 3 hours. Okay, so yeah, let's get started with the today's topic. Before that, if you want to support my channel, if you want to help if you believe in the work I do and want to support my channel, you can always use the super chat and support Pramanik Astrology. I really appreciate your help and support. Super grateful for it. Okay, now let's jump into the questions. Okay, Saturn in 8th house. Wait, just a second. Let me just check if it's working. You guys are able to hear me properly? Just put in yes or AV okay. Okay, so let's jump into the questions. Okay, and if you have any question or if you want to share it, make sure you're not spamming it. Like if you just keep on posting it just because I'm not reading it, because I might not have reached there, I'll have to remove you or block you. So please don't do that. I don't like blocking you. Okay, but make sure you just post your question once, or if you have, if you want to really get in, make sure you are using a super chat. Okay, by that you will get a priority. Okay, but make sure you are not spamming. And also one more uh, rule is if you want to share your birth details, make sure the impact of it. Usually, I don't recommend sharing your birth details on public platform. But if you are still okay with it, all the people watching your birth chart, all this, if you are okay with it, then only share with, then only share here, because I'm not able to remove or delete the comments from here. Okay, so again, and I don't want to block you for that. So make sure you are doing this. So yes, this was very much the introduction. Let's get started. Yes, 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 yes. Now, first question is from Sindhu SVSR. Saturn in the eighth house with Moon in D1 for Gemini ascendant, and Saturn with Moon in fourth house in Aries for Capricorn ascendant. How do you put the result? Is D1, it is in its own D1, it is debilitated. I just go and watch my video about the nature Manga. Okay, so D9 is the core of the planets as to how it will behave. Okay, but D1 shows the strength as well, and D9 shows the real manifestation of those planets. So if you have more and more planets into its own sign, into the Virgo chart, it is even more, prominent. Okay, with your question, the Saturn in the eighth house for Gemini ascendant is good because it goes into its own sign, into the sign of Capricorn. Okay, and it also aspects the 10th house. I like that. Ascendant Aries, Sun, Mars, Mercury, Venus in eighth, Moon in sixth, Saturn in 11th, Saturn in 11th, and Ketu Rahu in first and seventh. Okay, suggestions on government. Yeah, for this you need to check the Dasha and some specific yogas around the Sun, 10th lord, and also check the Ashtama of the Sun. Hi, can you please talk about Leo ascendant in Navamsha and Rahu Saturn in Aquarius, 7th house? Does Jupiter in the 11th house aspect the 7th house? Yeah, from 11th house, Jupiter aspect the 7th house. Yeah. How many rules are there for calculation of functional malefic and functional benefic? Yeah, this is a bit complicated, confusing, and highly rule-based concept, and it has some layers to it. Okay, it has two layers to it. First is functional. First is natural benefic and natural malefic. Okay, there are a list of natural benefic like Venus, Jupiter. Okay, these are the natural benefics. Mars, Saturn are the natural malefics. Okay, but let's say you have Leo ascendant. So Leo ascendant, Mars is ruling the fourth house Kendra and the ninth house trine. So though Mars is a natural malefic planet, for Leo ascendant it becomes a temporal benefic planet. Okay, so Mars is naturally malefic. For Leo ascendant, it is a natural benefic. So you have to combine the natural malefic and benefic with the temporal malefic and benefic, which is, we see it into the compound malefic and benefic of the planets. Okay, so very good question. Okay, another question is when a planet is placed in three houses from itself or second from itself, it works as a friend of that as against sixth and eighth. Okay, so there are certain, likewise, there are certain rules and certain layers to this malefic, benefic, and functional and temper. Okay, so this is ascendant based, lordship based. Okay, and we compare it with the natural benefic or malefic nature of the planet. I hope this has helped. Okay, just to show you, let me just take any Let me just do it here. Share screen, window, this, yeah. And now if you look at this, this is the time, this is the chart for right now. And now I'm just going to go to the chart and go to the reports. Here you get interpretation horoscopes, planetary details, planetary details. Yes. Okay. So now here you will see the Naisargic Maitri Chakra. Okay, Naisargic Maitri Chakra is natural relationship. Okay, so each planet is naturally benefic or malefic. Then there is a friendship and relationship of those planets. And then there is a temporal relationship. Okay, friends and enemies. And then there is a compound relationship. Okay, so this is how we decide the malefic or benefic, functional malefic or functional benefic plans. Okay, first we look at the lordship, then we look at first we look at the natural malefic, then we look for the friendships, and then we look for these compound relationships based on that. I hope this is okay. So yeah. Aline Schlemmer, Rahu in Cancer in 11th, Moon in 4th, Sagittarius. How it's going to be my Rahu Dasha? I don't know. Simple. Okay. Because you have to see what's happening with your chart. Okay. Uh, I would love to help you, but just give me more of your information. Okay. Just because you have Rahu in Cancer in 11th house, it means certain things like 11th house of gains. Rahu is the planet of amplification, so you will have more gains. It's obvious, right? But again, you have to see where is Moon placed in the Lord of the 11th house. Where is Saturn placed in the Lord of the Ketu? Okay, how they are related with each other. Let's say you have Rahu in Cancer, Saturn in Capricorn, and you have Saturn and Moon conjunct into the Libra, or in Aries, or in Scorpio, where either of Saturn or the Moon is exalted or debilitated. So this is how these modes will operate. Okay, so make sure you are focusing on the lot of these houses as well. Okay, then make sure the antar dashas, like whether you are going through the Rahu period or the Rahu Jupiter, Rahu Moon, Rahu Saturn, Rahu Mercury, Rahu Ketu, Rahu Venus, all these things will have their own turn. And again, we are combine this with what's happening in your chart. What is your ascendant? Which planet is ruling your which houses? Which is the natural yoga karaka planet? Okay, let's say your Taurus ascendant. You have Cancer. Cancer, as you know, let's say you have Cancer ascendant, so uh, it's Virgo ascendant, right? So see which planets works best for Virgo ascendant. And when their antardashas will come into Rahu Mahadasha, it will trigger very good results for you. Okay. So make sure you are also focusing on Mahadashas and lordships. Mithun Lagna Chandra Rahu in second, house, Ketu in the eighth, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto retrograde in the fourth, Mars and Mercury in the 10th, Venus in the 11th. Can you go abroad for job purpose in future? Yeah, you can go. But you have to see certain things in your chart, which I'll cover into some of the videos. Kirtika Ratan. I, sir, how to predict twin babies in astrology. Could you tell me how to find our guru and timing of their arrival? Yeah, definitely we can see that. Okay, and even with the twins, there are certain difference of timing, which changes some of the not Vimshotari, the Varga charts, the sensitive Varga charts like Shashti Amsha, they get changed. Or if there is a difference between 3 minutes and more, even the significant Varga charts gets changed. Okay, so yeah, you have to work with Varga charts when it comes to twins. And regarding your guru and timing of their arrival, we can definitely work on this. And, can see which is the best timing for that. Yeah, definitely. Good evening, sir. What would be the result of Virgo Lagna, Moon, and 11th has Cancer, Rahu's, Mercury? So basically, one in an exchange, what would be the result? I'm currently running a Rahu. Yeah, that's what we discussed, right? Yeah. Harsunji, that's what we discussed when we were, I don't know, we were discussing about one of the friends about this. Can you please tell me how Jupiter in the fourth house of Sagittarius ascendant is going to affect mother during Ketu Mahā and Jupiter antar Dasha? Okay, so Jupiter is ruling the fourth house in the sign of Pisces, and Ketu is, for this you need to know the placement of Ketu as well. Okay, but yeah, it's a very good question. You have given the right information, which is required. You gave the ascendant, you gave the lordship, but make sure you also know the placement of Ketu and its lord and what's happening with that. Okay, yeah. Let's go to the next question. Venus, Rahu, Mars in 8th house male chart. Venus, Mars, Mercury in the line for marriage, match, negative effect, nullified, or no changes. I don't do the compatibility, but when I do the compatibility, I give importance to Vimmshotari Maharshi. Okay, more than anything else, I do it in my own way, and I already shared how I do it. I check the Mars, I check the Venus, I check the ascendant, I check the moon and the Rahu and how it is placed in, and which planets are conjunct or superimposed on other planets. That's what I look into. But I usually don't do the compatibility test. Don't just fall for the marriage and the guna system. Okay. And what your question is with 8th house male chart, Venus and Mars in ninth. I'm not able to visualize it right now. Okay. But yeah, I don't do just isolated placements and just match them. For me, the most important is ascendant, sun, and moon. Okay. I see these self-defining indicators, and then I see where they are placed into other person's chart. For example, let's say someone has sun into the sign of Capricorn, okay, and the other person has Capricorn ascendant, right? So his sun, the significant of soul, is over the other person's ascendant, right? It's a very good combination. It shows some bonding. It shows some kind of a connection. Okay, so yeah, this is how I do it. Okay, do combust planets reduce the impact of Raj Yoga? What is the Raj Yoga planets? What if the Raj Yoga planets are Sun and Saturn? Okay, yogas are the combination of the planets. Okay, again, whenever we see the yogas, we have to see the quality of that yoga. Okay, I always give the example of, let's say, the Gajakesri yoga. The Gajakesri yoga is good if you have Jupiter and Moon conjunct, but your Vedic Yoga, if you have Moon and Jupiter conjunct into the Scorpio is much more different than Moon and Jupiter conjunct into the sign of Cancer, into the sign of Pisces. Okay, so for your question, if combust planets reduce the impact of Raja Yoga, yes. Okay, because you have to see for combustion also, don't be absolute. Okay, as per the rule, whatever whichever the planet is combust, it is not unable, it is not able to produce the results for that Varga. Okay, but again you have to see the degrees. If that planet is moving towards the sun, or is that planet moving away from the sun? If that planet is an internal planet or the inside planet like Venus and Mercury, or that planet is outer planet like Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, whether that planet which is combust is also retrograde or not is also an important element you have to see. Okay, so don't just focus on combustion, also follow these rules, look for retrogression. Okay, and why you should look for retrogression, those who are my student and those who have enrolled for the courses, you can go and check the retrogression topic we have discussed in detail into the course, wherein I have shared about the internal planets, external planets, and all that. And that's what I have shared right now. Okay, but we have shared that in detail. So if you are interested, you can always refer to that. Okay, so yes, again, when Sun and Saturn conjunct, Sun and Saturn are enemies. Okay, but I have observed that, and I have learned that Sun and Saturn are very good planets when it comes to the career. Okay, because Sun is the planet of career and Saturn is the planet of karma. Okay, so the planet of karma conjuncts with the planet of career. So it's a very good planet. Okay, and again, if these two planets are connected with each other, you also have to look for a struggle in that house. Sun and Saturn shows a struggle in that house, whichever is that house. Let's say you have Sun and Saturn conjunct into the house of your father. So it shows you will have some clashes, you will have some differences of opinion with the father. Okay, many of the freedom fighters have these conjunction, let's say, into the sixth house. So they constantly have problem with the authority. They're always, fighting against the authority. That's what freedom fighters does. Okay. So yeah, this is how you look at Sun and Saturn conjunction. A very interesting conjunction. Okay. So now let's look at the next question. How many classical text gives the dictum of functional malefic and benefic other than Parashara Hornya? You should always check for Jatak Parijat and Phaladipika. You should always refer to all these, or you can check the Lagu Parashari. There are many texts which you can refer to. Okay, but again, there are many rules, many rules, like at least 20 rules to see if a planet is good for that benefic or malefic. Anishna, what does Sun, Jupiter, Rahu in the fourth house Pisces indicate for Sagittarius ascendant? Yeah. So whenever you have this conjunction into the fourth house is the house of fourth house is also the house of your heart. Okay, it shows you are a very good at heart, and at the same time you are a difficult person to deal with. That's what other people will experience. Like, you're very difficult to get along. Okay, but they will say uh, he's a good person, but somewhat I'm not able to like he's a good person, but there's something which is restricting, and that is because you have some other people might find some friction connecting with you. Okay, but yes, there it shows a goodness in your heart. My sense, all planets are in retrograde. Yes, yes, this is exceptional and unusual and powerful. Okay, Tishita Rajput, Jupiter combust Sun in Libra in 10th house. Is it still a combustion when Sun is debilitated? And what are the effects of it on my career? See, combustion is an astronomical phenomenon. You just have to see and observe that. It doesn't matter in which Rashi it is happening and what are the strength of it. Okay, combustion literally means when a planet is too close to Sun, it's not able to bear the heat of Sun. So check for the degrees, and what we have already discussed in previous questions, you can always refer to them. Okay, but whenever you have Sun in the 10th house, Sun is the planet of clarity and leadership and career. So whenever you have these planets in the 10th house, it shows clarity about who you are when it comes to your work. Okay, even if it is debilitated. Okay, I've seen people with debilitated sun does doing great in artistic fields. Okay, and one more thing to look out for is the other planet, like Venus, the lord of it. Okay, I hope Tishitaji, it has helped you in your question. Okay, my daughter born on 23rd September. Oh, she's so sweet. Like, she's just born. Please don't share her birth details here. Please, please, please. Just don't do it here. Freaking awesome. I have seen when people have planets in Ashwini Nakshatra are afflicted, they receive healing instead of healing others. I have seen when people have planets in Ashwini Nakshatra are afflicted, they receive healing instead of healing others. I've seen such scenarios. Yeah, Ashwini Nakshatra is always about the healing because, because of their association with the Ashwini Kumaras. Okay, yeah, very good observation. Freaking awesome. Yeah. Now, for Aquarius ascendant, Venus in the ninth, in Vishakha, Padatu, with Sun and Mercury both in Swati, Venus is Atmakaraka. What would be the result of Venus? I'm not able to visualize it. I'm sorry, Pradeep. But yeah, you gave really detailed information. Hi, sir. Namaste. Namaste, Dhanyaji. Welcome and thanks for joining me. I appreciate that. Sahati, I'm Hasta ascendant, Venus Atmakaraka in Ashlesha Pada 4, conjunct Sun and Mars in Pushya, Moon Darakaraka, Magapada 1. I would be really thankful if you explain what does it mean. I'm really not able to visualize it. Okay. So Saturn at first in Aquarius, for Scorpius in the 4th Saturn, Jupiter at the 13th in Libra in the 12th. Jupiter aspects Saturn gives yes, yes it does, definitely. Can you tell us the sign of extraordinary charts, like some special placements of combination? Yeah, there are many signatures of extraordinary charts. Okay, one of the signature of the extraordinary charts is exchange of planets. Okay, I have seen these charts. One of my favorite chart is that of this. Just a second. Okay, so I like this chart. I'll show you. So the signature of the great or extraordinary chart is, we will see this chart is Indira Gandhiji's chart. Okay, and you won't see anything special here with this chart. Okay, but one thing I have observed in the people's chart is whenever Saturn is opposite of Moon, okay, whenever Saturn is opposite of Moon, these people have great followers. Okay, observe this, guys. Whenever you see a Saturn opposite of Moon, you will see these people have great followers. Like their followers itself will be great enough. They will have, great followers and great friends. Another signature of a great chart is the exchanges, right? Look at the exchanges in this chart. Mars is into the sign of Leo, and Sun is into the sign of exchange, into the sign of Scorpio, the first exchange, right? Second exchange I could see is, this is the second exchange. First exchange I could see is Saturn is into the sign of Moon. Moon is into the sign of Saturn. Two exchanges. Okay. Jupiter, you may not find this Jupiter as great. Okay, Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, but you will see that this Jupiter in Taurus is in exchange with Venus into the Sagittarius. Okay, so I could see 1, 2, 3 exchanges into this chart. Okay, so the exchange is one of the greatest signature of extraordinary chart. Okay, another thing, if I could tell you about extraordinary charts, is when you have more and more planets placed into the 10th house or into the Leo sign or into certain areas around the 10th house, it also raises the quality of that chart. Okay, and if you could just keep on studying, you will know the strength of that planet, the Shadbala, and all those things really work well for them. But when I'm just looking at the chart, exchange of those planets is super important. Okay, otherwise you will not find anything great in Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, and then you will think, oh, astrology really works. Why is so powerful? Okay, so yeah, there are many things. You should also check out the chart of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. Okay, like one of the favorite charts to study. Okay, so yeah, you could see that chart as well. Let me see if I could bring that. Okay, and I could just okay, so if you look at this chart, this is, you will see this, that these people have so many planets into the 8th house. Okay, and you may not find anything great about this if you are not aware of the astrological details and how to see the chart. You might think, okay, it has, most of the houses are vacant, all the planets in the 8th house, right? But this is a chart you should definitely study. Everybody should study this chart. Okay, this is an amazing chart. And the more and more you look into this chart, you find so many beautiful combinations. Okay, and when you combine the transits, Vimmshotari Mahadasha, it makes so much more sense, and you really can understand the beauty of Vedic astrology. Okay, so yeah, these are the signatures of extraordinary charts, exchanges, and you know how those planets and lordships is happening is the key for any extraordinary chart. Now let's move on to the next question. Hello, you told Venus exalted will give luxury. I have Venus in 12th house, Aries ascendant, and in the Vamsha also Venus in 11th house, but I have no luxury, don't have vehicle of my own, struggling in daily life. Yeah. So you have to see where your Jupiter is. What is the strength of this Venus? Okay. That's what we call the condition of the planet. Okay. Don't just get, get to conclusion just because of one element. Okay, no matter how profound that element is, be it exaltation, be it debilitation, don't just fall for it. You have to analyze the you have to analyze the planet, its condition, and you have to apply many more things to the same planet and chart to see what exactly is happening. Is the Shah supporting? Is the Shadbala of the planet is supporting? Is the Lajitadi Avastha and Baladi Avastha are supporting? What about the Ishtafal and Kashtafal? All these technical details adds up to your condition of that planet. Okay, if you don't know these technicalities, or if you don't even want to know about these technicalities and still want to know more about yourself, then you have to see for the planets and their lordships, okay, and how they are placed in. Like Venus gets exalted into the Pisces. Where is Jupiter? Is that Jupiter is into its own sign, or into the sign of debilitation, or the enemy sign? In which house? That will give you the difference of conditions. I hope this has helped you. Any remedies to get guru? What happens if we don't get guru? Okay, the only remedy to get guru is to raise your vibrations and become the best student. When you become the vibrational match of your guru, they say that guru chooses you. You don't choose your guru. Your guru chooses you when you become the right match for him. He just appears in your life, and trust me, he does. Okay, and even if you don't have any guru, you can just follow God, okay, and ask him to send one for you. Okay, and we all have different paths in this life, and not all of us are destined to have a living master, a guiding guru with us. Okay, it's all depend upon your destiny, about your karma, and what your purva sanchit is, and all these things determine your journey into this lifetime. Okay, so don't force yourself, don't do any kind of remedies to get guru. Just pray to God and just raise your vibrations, make yourself capable by doing the right things, seeking and asking for a guru and guiding your life, and then he will come into your life, or may not come into your life. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, yeah, that's what I do. Ketu Sun and moon conjunction in the 10th house in Gemini side. Already feeling confused about career, had changes in that area quite a few times. By the way, Jupiter and Mercury in the 11th house. Yeah, so for that, you need to check the, you know, when Ketu is into the 10th house, first thing you have to do is you have to be really, you have to be really, um, you always have to be consistent with your job, and you have to, really be, what is the right word for it? Like, you don't have to keep changing on the jobs when you have Ketu in the 10th house, because Ketu is the planet, which will make you work. Okay, so you will always feel that you are going to change your job at least, or complete shift in your career at least a couple of times in your life because of Ketu in the 10th house. Okay, so, and when Moon is conjunct with the Ketu, it also shows some childhood fears as well. Okay, so make sure you are not having those kind of traumas as well, or the childhood memories which can trigger the fear. Okay. What can we do to attain great friendships? Not necessarily many friendships, but quality ones. You become a quality friend with the other person. Okay, you become that person you are seeking. Sounds cliche, that's the only way. Okay, you have to become, the energy you seek. Okay, you have to become that person you always want. So you are the one you're always wanted. Okay, so yeah, that's how you can attract good friendships in your life. Hello, so Virgo ascendant, Aries moon plus Venus, Sun plus Jupiter in Gemini, Mercury in Taurus, Mars in Pisces at Revati, Saturn retro, Rahu at Capricorn. Does Saturn affect Mars? I'm not able to visualize. I'm sorry. Okay, so I have one exchange of planets, Jupiter and Saturn, between 11th and now. I'm probably excellent, wonderful. Okay, because Saturn is a Yoga Karka planet for Taurus. Why? Because it rules one Kendra, one trine, right? Jupiter is, ruling the Dushtana. Okay, but this is getting exchanged between the uh, Yoga Karka planet. So it's a very good exchange. And these two are the most significant planets. If you have, Jupiter and Saturn, if you want anyone, a living being to come into your life, you need to have the confirmation of these two big planets like Jupiter and Saturn. How? You need kids, you need partner, you need, any kind of a friendship, then you need Jupiter and Saturn's confirmation into your life, especially for marriage and kids, definitely. But yeah, I see it as a very good placement to have this exchange. Debilitated Venus is better or exalted? Yeah, there is no good or bad. And I'm not saying this diplomatically, but I really mean it. Okay. Sometimes debilitation, whenever we have a planet of debilitation, it tends to analyze more, and love is blind. Okay, but sometimes when Venus is exalted, you just carried away into the luxury. Okay, and again, let's say you have Venus debilitated and you have Mercury placed in here. So you have to see the conditioning. You can't be absolute with this. Okay, but as an answer to your question, debilitated Venus is better or exalted, I would say both are equal. Okay, it hardly matters, but you have to see the chart as a whole and what that person is doing. Why he has, let's say, if a person has Venus debilitated, okay, but his partner has exalted Venus, as Darakarka, then these people can, or as an Atmakarka, and he has a Darakarka. So again, that will also work. What happens when most of the planets are in Libra? It gives strength to your chart. Wow, thank you. Yes, thank you, Pritish. Thank you so much. Your explanation was amazing. Thank you, Harsun Malhotraji. I hope it has helped you in your question. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for your kind words. Madhavi, date of birth, please don't share it. Please, Madhavi, please don't share it. Hello, sir. I have Mars and Moon in 5th house, Revati, and Mercury in 11th house in Uttara Phalguni. Is that good for a career in copywriting? In fact, when you have Mercury in the 11th in the Uttara Phalguni, when you have Mercury in the 11th house, it shows gains from the language and words. But what I like about this is the conjunction of Mars and Moon as well. Okay, so yes, this can help you to make money, definitely. Okay, and Uttara Phalguni is a nakshatra which is about the marriage vows. So if you have, so what kind of work you do? Like, do you do copywriting for weddings or something like that? What is your work, Wapi? I would love to know that. What does AK, Saturn AK in Aquarius ascendant aspecting and Venus in Leo Phalguni means? I'm not able to visualize. Seventh house Ketu is for second marriage. No, but you just go and watch my video on Ketu in the seventh house. Whenever we have Ketu in the seventh house, you tend to rely on relationship. Okay, that's what happened. I don't know why you're saying second marriage, but yeah, that's what it does. Sir, thank you so much for reading my comment, love and light. Thank you, Danyaji. I read all the comments, okay, and I really appreciate you. Sanjay Gupta, sir, I have Mars in the 11th, in the 12th house in Scorpio, and Venus in the 5th house in Sagittarius ascendant, and Jupiter Saturn into the Mars from 6th house. Please tell me about the 6th house too. I don't know. I'm not able to visualize this. Sometimes I just have 5 seconds to see if I'm able to explain you. Sometimes I don't get connected. Okay, so please, um, I just tell you upfront that I'm not able to visualize sometimes. And sometimes I'm not allowed to for some reason. I don't know. I can't connect with some of the placements. So how to differentiate the love relationship with a person and the concept of living together relationship? Yeah, these are are love relationships. Okay, love relationships, and these are the relationships like living relationship are the relationships which are some unusual relationships, but long-term relationship, marriage like relationships, right? So you can consider them from the seventh house as well. Okay. So did I miss any question? Okay, I think I missed this question. What is this? Second marriage is seen from the second house. So does that mean eighth house is new lagna of ourselves? No. Don't complicate things. Okay, it's not like that. It seems interesting, but trust me, don't complicate things to that level. It won't help you. Okay, what else did I miss? Any of these questions? Let me just check that. Yeah. So yes, I think we don't have any question. If you have any question, please share them. Okay, is Ketu in Mula Nakshatra good for marriage life? Like, if it is seventh lord, if it is in the seventh house, then we can talk about the seventh, like the marriage. Okay, but Mula Nakshatra, the word Mula is root. Okay, and Ketu is again an internal planet having all the inward energy. So it is more about the past life connections, about the past life karma coming into this life. Okay, so it can be good or bad, but it is bringing something from the previous life into this life. Okay, I think we have a couple more questions. Okay, Venus in second house for Aries ascendant, how will be spouse? I don't know. What is the effect of fourth and mutual aspect of Mars and Saturn? Yeah, whenever there is a mutual aspect of Saturn, let's say Saturn is in the fourth house, any house, any planet in the 10th house is welcome. Okay, because over the period of time it gives good results. But when it comes to the fourth house, both Saturn and Mars are not suitable for the fourth house, because Saturn is the planet of work and fourth house is the house of sleep. Mars is the planet of discipline, work, soldier like thing, and fourth house is the house of your sleep, private life, just being quiet, being at home. So these two planets doesn't fit to the theme of the fourth house, which is like a night, which is like resting, privacy, emotions. All these things doesn't suit with Mars and Saturn. So anytime these planets have a mutual aspect, you will always find uh, the conflict and striking balance between the fourth house of emotions and the things you do. Okay, add to it will be the lordship of these planets. You will see that the lordship of this planet will also play its role, and you will experience those houses getting involved into these feelings and work-life balance. you know yeah, Karthika ji, all the relationships, okay, even if you have a dog, even if you have a cat, all these relationships are from the past life. Trust me. There is nothing, this friend is not from past life and this is from past life. It doesn't work like that. All those things in karma are from past life. We get born in a group of people with, some heavy karma around each other. So Venus in the fifth house in Sagittarius ascendant. So it goes to Aries, okay? Can you tell me a little bit about Dasha of Venus? Yeah, Dasha is something very deep. Can't really, this information is nothing. Please talk about Visha Yoga. I have moon opposite to Saturn, Saturn Malaysia. I talked about this, right? I showed you a chart here, which is, I don't know if you could see this. This chart, this is the chart of former president, former prime minister of India, and she has this chart. Okay, she has this yoga. Okay, and I talked about this yoga. Okay, in fact, I like this yoga. The only thing which happens with this yoga is it restricts your creativity. You're not creative anymore. You become mechanical. It brings in some discipline, some order, some kind of a structure in your thoughts. Okay, so your creativity is restricted. You can think like, you need an order in your life, and creativity is all about imagination, thinking beyond your patterns, thinking out of the way. right? It just restricts that. That's what happens with this yoga. Okay, it makes your mind mechanical. Yeah, but I don't find this no. So is it advisable to remove gemstone while doing some activities, or can we wear this stone? Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the gemstones, and I don't know about gemstones. I don't recommend gemstones. If you want to wear them, you can wear them. Okay, I won't recommend them. I recommend them to. I usually don't recommend. You can remove it all the time. Thank you, sir, for choosing my question to answer regarding childhood trauma. It's a yes. I think lost 7 family members lived in my house, including my parents. Ooh. Okay, guys, please pray for this person, Sampurna Chatterjee. Okay, Sampurna ji, we are praying for your highest good and greatest growth. Just allow me to pray for you. I just pray to God that all your traumas and fears, just they get healed as early as possible. Okay, we all are with you. Thank you, sir. I have gained learning from you. Thank you, Kritika ji. It means a lot. Thank you for clarifying. I'm currently on Ketu Mahā. Venus is about to come. Yes. Asif Khan ji, I pray to God that you get all the luxuries, all the blessings of Venus in your life in that Mahā. Sun and Mars in the second house for Scorpio ascendant. Yeah, it's very good. I have many grahas in 5th from Lagna, but moon opposite to Saturn makes me a non-creative person. I do accounting, so I have no space to. Yeah, and you have to make use of this situation. Okay, even if you are not creative, that's fine. How you can make most out of it? You have structure, you have the discipline. Just make most out of it and bring something good out of it. You do accounting, that's what I always give the example of Albert Einstein. He was a student of physics, but he has some Venusian impact. He used to play the violin. Right? That's how destiny plays out in your chart and life. So even if you're not creative, you're structured, you're organized, make most out of it. Doesn't matter. Thank you for talking about vision. Yes, yeah, definitely. Saturn and Venus, Saturn and Moon, conjunct and opposite of each other is a very important yoga. Okay, and I showed you into one of the prime ministers of our country. Okay, so did I miss any question? Did I miss any question? I didn't know. Okay, so yes, guys, this was another live session with you guys. I always enjoy this session when I get to talk to you, talk about astrology and, share and be able to answer your question. This is my way of saying thank you to all of you, being with you and giving my time and energy to your questions and praying for you. Okay, so yeah, see you in the next Friday. Okay, and one more thing, video is coming on Vimmshotari Mahadasha, maybe Monday. Okay, 8 p.m. around. I usually try to post it in the second half of the day in the 8 p.m. So do check out that video as well about the Vimmshotari Mahadasha, and we'll see you into the next live session next Friday. Namaste. Peace.